Hey everyone, welcome to MT Guitar. Hope you're having a nice day. Thanks for joining us. Really excited about diving into some blues rock guitar riffs in today's video. I'm going to cover 9 riffs that are just sort of bread and butter kind of stuff. Nothing too crazy. I would consider it beginner intermediate. And we're going to dive in not only to the notes, and I'll teach you the exact frets and everything, but also the techniques involved. So crucial to start to look at the techniques of the blues rock guitar language, because it's like no other, right? I mean, only the guitar can do things that we hear with a blues solo. The voice is very similar to the guitar in that it can bend and vibrato and slide, but like a piano can't vibrato or slide or bend. With blues guitar, we really have an ability to sort of fly into some more, voice-like qualities. We want to be familiar with the A blues scale, the A minor blues scale, I should say. We're going to stick to pretty much 2 or 3 positions of A minor blues scale, and we're just going to stick with that scale today. So those notes would be 5, 8, 5, 6, 7, 5, 7, 5, 7, 8, 5, 8, 5, 8. But what I recommend is starting to think about that in terms of scale degrees. So that would be 1, flat 3, 4, flat 5, 5. Flat 5 is the added blues note that makes it a blues scale instead of just a minor pentatonic scale. There's the 5, flat 7, 1. Okay, so that's an octave. Oh, sorry. Now we're going to go to the next octave here. Flat 3, 4, flat 5, 5, flat 7, 1, flat 3. So there's also other positions, but I'm going to leave it at that. You should get really familiar with this. You might already be, right? Let's hear my 9 riffs along with a 12-bar blues loop that I made. Alright, so hopefully you enjoyed that. We're going to go through what that is. I'm really excited about these riffs because they're reminders to me of how important some of these ideas are. And sometimes I like to play long flowing lines and stuff, and that's great, but a lot of times we can just have a riff be 1 bar, maybe 2 bars, and that's what's happening in this lesson. So just that alone will be the first riff, right? And there's a lot of stuff going on with that. There's a slight bend, there's a vibrato, there's a slide down. Then the second riff is kind of like, the response to that. So this is a great lesson if you really want to start to get into bending, because we're not even doing crazy bends. We're just doing some slight bends, which really add a lot. We can slightly bend, for instance, the 4 or flat 3. So the 4, we don't have to bend it a lot. And then the flat 3, we want to just slightly bend it to the 3rd. And we're pre-bending this second riff here. It's a pre-bend on the 7th fret 3rd string. We'll zoom in a minute, but I just want to show you this. A lot of hammer-ons and pull-offs, all right? I consider that a riff. It's quick, but it's just a great thing you can add in any time. It's the 5 and flat 7, which are both in the minor pentatonic scale. That's it. All right, so that's the first line. So that'll give you a preview of what's to come. I'm going to keep going with 6 more riffs, so 3 per line. And at a 12-bar blues, you want to think of it as a 4-bar phrase, and then another 4-bar phrase. So let's cover that really quickly. You could do bar chords. You could also do a bunch of other things like non-bar chords that are still up the neck, which I'll show you in a different video. Or you could do, an open A7. Okay, I feel bad for withholding this information here. So we've got 5th fret, 6th string, skip a string, 5, 6, 5. That's a nice A7 there. You don't have to bar it. Okay, and then we're going to go to the 4 chord in the second bar. So that's D7, or how about a D9, 5, 4, 5, 5, back to A7. You don't have to play this though to play the riffs. The next 4-bar phrase would be 4 chord for 2 bars, D9 or D7, back to A7 for 2 bars. You just do open if you want. The turnaround, E7, A7, I'm sorry, E7, D7, A7, E7. E7, D7, A7, E7. Or in bar chords, E7, D9, A7, E9. Right, you can always throw a 9 instead of a 7. There'll be a tab with all the 9 riffs written out on the Patreon. You're welcome to check that out. Be sure to subscribe, hit the bell icon, the thumbs up. All those things help. Thanks for your support. Let's jump in and zoom in and sort of see what's going on here with these riffs. All right, so the first riff here, just that, but we're going to be really focusing on a couple things. One is a nice slow bend, and then a vibrato, and then a slide outward. So there's 3 things happening there. But this is a nice riff. Flat 3 right here on the 5th fret 3rd string, and you slightly bend it up, not even to the 6th fret, just like gating to the major 3rd, and then when you're done, you hit the 5th fret 1st string, which is the root, and you vibrato and slide it out like that. Really cool riff. We're kind of displacing the octave. We're expecting this, which I'm going to show you in the second riff, but in the first one we're going to go all the way up to this high root. Okay? Second riff, that's when the chord changes to D7 for a bar. Now we're going to do, on the second beat, a pre-bend, and we're going to release that. So it sounds like this. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. See, all these little bends really make a difference. So slight bend, vibrato. All right, so that's going to be a pre-bend on the 7th fret 3rd string. So this note is there even before we even play. That full note bend on the 7th fret 3rd string. And you're going to unbend to the 7th fret. Pull off to 5th fret, hammer on to 7th fret. So that'll be, and then slight bend after that. So we've only used the pick once, but we've already got so much expression there. So one more time, slight bend, and then 5th fret, and a slight bend to 7th fret 4th string, vibrato. So to recap, pre-bend, unbend, pull off, hammer on, slight bend, 5th fret, slight bend, 7th fret, vibrato. All together would be All right, that's riff number 2. Riff number 3 would be just this really classic sound. Okay, that's the 5 and flat 7 of A minor. And if you went to the next position of A minor blues, you'd find it here in the 5 and flat 7. So we're going to use our 2nd and 3rd fingers and just a slight slide up, maybe from a fret or 2 below, to the 9th fret 3rd string, 8th fret 2nd string, twice. Okay? You can do that for any dominant 7th chord. When it goes to the D7, you could do that up there, or any chord really. E7. See how it's the same pattern, no matter what the chord. Okay, that's the 3rd riff. Okay, the next 4-bar phrase starts with the 4 chord. This is the 4th riff, and it sounds like this. That's all it is, but a lot going on actually. So 7th fret, okay, just once, and after you hit it, you do a slight bend, basically to this, just the 8th fret, and then back. Pull off to 5th fret, okay? And then 7th fret twice, and then vibrato. Okay, so that would be one more time. Hit it, bend, unbend, pull off, seventh twice. Last time. Okay, so the fifth phrase is similar to the second phrase. We're going to start with a pre-bend on the 7th fret 3rd string. Great idea to have the 4th bend up to the 5th and vice versa, 5th to 4th. So, pre-bend on that 7th fret, and then you unbend, pull off to 5th fret, 7th fret. That's it in its entirety. So, and then a bend again, and a bend again, unbend, pull off to 5th fret, 7th fret, 4th string. Sorry. So that would be full note bend. Full note pre-bend. A little slower. Vibrato. Okay. 6th riff. Last one of the line here. And we're going to be on the second beat. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, just a couple notes, but really nice to get a lot of expression there. So 8th fret full note bend. That's going from the flat 7 to the root. And then unbend, pull off to 5th fret, 8th fret, vibrato. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. Okay. All right, we've made it 2/3 of the way through the progression. All right, so let me play it first here so you can get it in your ear. Okay, so that would be basically a very syncopated riff here. On the end of 3 of the previous measure, we're slide up to 9th fret, and then 8th fret. Okay, so we're in our new position. Now a full note bend on the 10th fret 2nd string. Back to 8th fret. Hammer on actually to 10th. Hammer on here. Now 8th fret, hammer on to 10th fret. But everything's in the upbeat, so it would be 1, 2, 3, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2. Okay? Good. That was the 7th riff. The 8th riff is just this. And, you know, only one note really, but it's so important to really know how to do this. This is like trying to be like a voice. So if I pre-bend halfway there from 10th fret to 12th fret bend, I would be already bent on the 11th fret, and I can bend to 12th fret, or already have a half step bent and a full step from there. 3 times. And then the 4th time, full note bend with a vibrato. So it would be like this. And it's really tough to pull off correctly. Once you can do that, you can really, you know, give some really nice expression and voice-like quality to your playing. Okay? Okay, so the final phrase happens on the final bar of the form. This is called the turnaround area of the form, the last 4 bars, but the last bar especially is kind of like the final turnaround. And we're going to be playing this. All right, so we're going to be doing 10th fret full note pre-bend, unbend, pull off to 8, hammer on to 10, vibrato. See, so full note bend, pre-bend, unbend, pull off, hammer on, and then a slight bend and release. And then pull off to 8th fret and then 10th fret. See how I only used the pick once on that first string? Got so much mileage. So it's harder to do this on acoustic, but it is possible, in my opinion, although when you get some sustain with compression and distortion, which I have on, then it's a little easier to get these notes flying without having the pick needing to play every time. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. Try these slow, and check out the Patreon for the tab if you want to practice with that. Enjoy.